right, here we go. Welcome back to Friday Thoughts. I keep looking over at the laptop because I finally got a laptop. I got tired of borrowing Mackenzie's. I felt bad. I sold my MacBook Pro forever ago just because I wasn't editing on it anymore. It didn't make sense to have it. It was a little sluggish, just with everything being 4K now, and it just wasn't handling everything. So when we got the desktop, I was like, cool, I'm done. Well, now that we're back to podcasts and stuff like that, I need something to record on and something that I could take with me just in case we need to do something. And it stinks to borrow your kid's laptop because they want to use it. So, found one on Facebook Marketplace, $250 for a MacBook Pro. It's doing the job. It's interesting because he was a European guy from England, and the keys are a little different on the MacBook Pro, and the settings are a little different too. So. It's working though. We're recording. We're doing just fine. So today, I just had like a something just got to me the other day. I was reading through some comments on the Tennessee Tuesdays podcast that we did with Babs on the everyone's moving to Tennessee, but they're not. Like the numbers aren't what we think they are. Yes, people are moving, so it is increasing, but it's not like as drastic as some people are making it, I think. And there were some comments on there, where people were like, oh yeah, like we really wanted to move to Tennessee, but it's not a great deal anymore. Yeah, I really wanted to move there, but after seeing the temps this week, and the humidity, it's not for me. Like, we're not going to move anymore. We're going to look at other options. And it's funny because I get questions all the time that people ask, how bad are the bugs? How bad is the humidity? What I can't move, I just don't think it's right for us, the storms. Or just, I can't deal with the bugs, so we can't move. Oh, someone said there's snakes. Like, I just can't deal with it. There's not snakes. So all of those questions and reasons are fine. Like, if you've got a problem with the bugs, you got a problem with the snakes, you got a problem with the humidity, great. Not everybody can dig it. I've been outside all day today. It was 95 with a heat index of 107 today. I was outside all day, sweating, but I kept working because I had a drink, kept going along. Not a problem at all. Didn't bug me at all. Back home in California, when it was 108, couldn't do that. It was just death. Like, it was just the sun was beating down on you. Totally different heat. You can't stay outside. I'm fine with it. Like, I was fine working. We take care of the bugs in the yard. We have chickens and like, we don't get bugs. Like, we don't get snakes because we have the chickens, the pigs, and the dogs. Like, the weather, I'm not worried about the weather. Like, you can predict the weather. You can see the weather coming. You have enough chance to move. It's not like an earthquake or something where you can't tell. But what I'm getting at is, I get these questions a lot of people, asking like, how bad are like, I just can't do the bugs or I can't do the humidity. If you can't do the bugs or the humidity, you need to sit down and you need to like reconsider why you want to move, right? Especially in this last 2 years with that thing that was going on. So many people were just like jumping to move, right? Just because they gotta get away from California, gotta get away from New York. My kids don't want to wear masks, and it's just not fair, and I can't get this thing, and that because my work is requiring it. So when you give me a question and you say how bad are the bugs, I immediately question why you're wanting to move. Because if you're questioning bugs or something, that's not enough. That's not a good excuse for you to move. Like, if that's holding you back, bugs are holding you back, you shouldn't move. You should stay exactly where you're at. If you're worried about snakes, if you're worried about humidity, if you're worried about anything else, you need to stay right where you're at because you're moving for the wrong reason. You're just looking for this desperate grab right now just because of these past 2 years of everything that's been going on. You're just grabbing at straws right now, trying to find something because you don't want to wear a mask or something. Like, Tennessee's not for everybody. Florida's not for everybody. California's not for everybody. So, like, I get that it's been on the radar and people want to move here, but you got to really think why you want to move here. I wanted to move here because I needed, one, to level the girls up and push them forward, and two, I wanted to expand on Babs and I doing our own thing, like being able to, just play our day out how we want to play our day out and not answer to anyone anymore. So the girls, going back now, I said it on a few podcasts back, right? If you look back 4 years ago, it's a direct reflection of what you were doing 4 years ago is where you're at right now. So over 3 years ago is when we made the move to Tennessee, right? And if you go back to those vlogs, I was very nervous. I said, it's all on me. Like, I'm making this decision. If this fails, it's all on me. The girls are crying and they don't want to leave and they have no friends. If I put both of them in this chair right now, they'll tell you they would never go back. They would never do it over again. Or not do it over again moving, but not stay there. Like, they would have come here in a heartbeat. They would have come here sooner. And that's why, we wanted to come here because I wanted to expand them. Mackenzie's grades were average in California. She's my lazy child. She's just like her dad. Didn't really care in school, I just was doing enough to get by. Out here, she flourished. A's and B's the entire way. Because she had that one-on-one teacher and that, relationship where she excelled and the teacher actually cared. Taylor, the kid's been straight A's ever since. Same things out here. Now she's in honor classes, social life, soccer, boyfriends. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be more proud as a dad and happy where they're at, and I approve of everything they do. That's a check for me. That's exactly what I wanted, why I moved. I knew it was humid. I knew it was going to be hot. I knew there were bugs. I knew there were snakes. I knew there was all this stuff. I don't care. I wanted better for my kids. That's why we moved. I've started my video company out here. I started a coffee company out here. Babs has started her personal training out here. She's also working at Richie Cream part-time, filling in the gaps. YouTube, Newsbreak. We have multiple streams. You hear people say hey, how does a waterfall get created? Well, a lot of times there's multiple streams that come into a river and that leads to the waterfall. So if you have all these streams coming in, that's what kind of gives you the power for the waterfall, right? And that stuck with me. So I wanted that opportunity to come out here and do our own thing so we can, if we need to go on a vacation, we go on a vacation. I don't have to ask anybody. That was a priority to me. I wanted more family time. I wanted to be able to enjoy my days. I don't know. I wanted to make a change for people. I want to actually have value to my life and feel like I am making a difference, which is exactly why I do videos. I don't care what anyone says. Otherwise, saying oh my gosh, you make videos and people move to Tennessee. So many people are already moving to Tennessee. They just happen to come across my videos and it helps them out a little bit. Great. I'd make the same videos if I moved to Oregon, if I moved to New York, if I moved to LA, if I moved to Costa Rica. A camera's been a part of my life for forever, and it always will be, so I will always make them. But if I know I can make a change, and the biggest compliments I get, is one of our buddies that lives over here, Mike, and he delivers rock for us. He doesn't normally do it, but he's doing it as a favor. We had a big thing with my brother-in-law's service coming up and stuff, and he said the other day, he's like, I've lived here X amount of years, and I never knew such and such. He's a local, he's a native, and he watches our videos, and he's discovered stuff through the videos that has, brought attention to things and that he didn't know about. Same thing with our friends Katie and Cole. They're like, I've lived here this entire time and I didn't even know about this. Or I listened to the podcast and I didn't even know. That's all I want to do is just bring value to people, right? And we've been able to do that by getting out here and kind of expanding ourselves. So it's funny when I don't even respond to them anymore when people ask me hey, if it's, you can find it on google.com. It's a fantastic website, www.google.com. They have a search function. You can find out anything you want. You can type in any question you want, any data, anything you want. So when someone asks me, how is crime? How are schools? How is the job market? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? How are the bugs? I don't answer anymore. I used to answer to them, but people just disrespect your time and don't appreciate what you do and respect you and for having time, just like the people that are like, hey, I've got a list of questions. I was hoping you could get on a call with me later. I've got nothing going on, bud. Sure, of course. Let me pick up the phone and I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call and I will answer whatever. Like, it just blows my mind that we're at that point where we just assume, like, just because you have access to somebody on the internet or you follow along their lives or they put info out on the internet and they put themselves on the internet, just because you have access to them, that they somehow owe you something or owe you their time. It's incredible kind of to watch how everything unfolds. And it's just little old us too. I can't imagine what, a real influencer or someone that has a real following deals with on a daily basis. So that was just kind of like my thought on this stuff, is just to, if you've ever considered moving or a change in pace or anything, like really reconsider, like why, like ask yourself why, like find your why, and if you get anything silly, such as bugs, weather, they don't have my favorite restaurant there, they don't have, silly stuff like that, don't move. Like stay put, stay where you're at, because you don't need to move. You're not going to enjoy it. You need to move. If you're going to move and you're going to level up, or you're going to go to this next point, or you're going to turn a page, make sure it's for the right reasons, and look 5 years down the road what that's going to bring. So that is it. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just some silly questions have been coming around and just been sitting on my shoulders for a little bit. So laptop held up. I am stoked. It's getting hot in here, as Nelly would say. I think we might move the podcast indoors. We're going to figure out something in the house because it's just way too hot out here. But that is it. Hope y'all enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you might be doing. Hopefully you're cooling off. You're finding some water to hang out at, or having some beverages or something and doing something fun with the family, or going out and exploring. But that is it for Friday Thoughts. We will see y'all later. Have a good one.